pessoas, sejam muito bem-vindos a mais um vídeo aqui no canal Nerd. Eu estou de volta aqui com mais um episódio de Genshin Impact. Agora a continuação da missão do Arconte, não é mesmo? Da missão principal. E agora a gente vai sentar o cacete nos Fatui, tá? E a grande diferença do Tartaglia com os outros Fatui é que ele tem escrúpulos, tá? É a realidade. Eu tenho que bater nesse povo aqui. Encontre o local de fabricação. Onde fica? Entre na fábrica de ilusões. Aonde? Aqui? Ué, ali embaixo, tá. Beleza. Bora entrar. Eu vou precisar de Hydro. Como eu queria. Tartaglia. Eu vou precisar de Hydro, né?
It is as the stars foretold.
Vambora. Ok. Já começando esse episódio com tudo, hein? Que isso? Isso aqui é a armadilha, né? Sabia. Tá, dane-se. Nossa, machucou tanto.
There is no escape. Everybody stand back. Crush. Flood of frost.
Cadê vocês? Vem cá, galera. Vamos lá.
Beg for mercy.
Beleza. Tem algum baú por aqui? Eu sou danada pra perder baú. Tem medula de cristal aqui. Eu não posso pegar, não? Porque isso é escasso. Tá bom, tá bom, tá bom. Oh, uau!
So, is this what delusions are made from? So much crystal marrow. Now where have we seen that before? Wait a second, are they getting this from Rito?
Sim!
So the Ganja Commission are...
Sai! Sai!
Off we go. I'm going in. Written in the stars.
Au!
Vision is clouded. Delve.
Ótimo.
Shut up.
Congela aí. Como eu detesto esses maguinhos do Fatui, essas feiticeiras. Sai da minha frente. Beleza, pra onde? Peguei o baú aqui. Crystal Marrow. Essa coisa abre, não. Opa, aviso do hall. Filhos da mãe. Vai. Beleza. Ai!
Looks dangerous. We better watch our step or we might get hit.
Eu quero esse baú. Problema não, seja atingida mesmo, não tem problema nenhum, eu tenho vida de sobra. Cura é o que não me falta. Tá, pera aí, o que eu tenho que fazer? Tá. Só fala sério. Vai. Foi. Mesmo não tendo dado certo pular. Pula. Só vai. Esquece baú e etc.
Intruder spotted.
Aonde?
Do not let them impede the work of the Harbingers.
Eu tenho que acabar com você primeiro, né? Beleza, pega esse carinha.
I will end you.
Let's light it up.
Dá pra trocar de personagem ou tá difícil? Vem cá, rapaz, vem
Beg for
cá.
mercy.
This idiot must have a death wish. Don't be
Super
intimidated.
Ah, fala sério.
Here soon.
É uma Mirror Maiden. Como eu detesto vocês. O Edel Raiden me mostra onde você tá. Que coisa mais linda.
Decided by destiny. Beg for mercy.
Só pra te deixar paradinho um pouquinho.
Shut up.
Moleza. Moleza.
You actually managed to find this place. Congratulations.
Meu Deus, na cara, dura.
Barely 2 words in. And you already look like you want me dead.
Uau, vocês estão fazendo ilusões.
So that's what this is about. I think you've got the wrong idea. I know how this looks, but I'm just here to follow orders. I'm obviously not the mastermind behind this. Aren't you supposed to be pretty tough? What are you waiting for? Go get them. You're getting all worked up over nothing. You've changed. You're getting weak.
How can you say this is nothing?
How can you call it anything more? It's the way of the world. Human life is worthless. They were always going to die, with or without a delusion. At least
Wow.
having one gives them a chance to fulfill their ambitions.
Ele tá falando como se
Do
ele
you
não
have
fosse
any
humano.
idea how useful the Vision Hunt decree is to us? It took a lot of work to make it happen. Obviously, it was in our best interests. Good news is, our hard work is finally paying off. Generating conflict creates a big market for delusions. Now we just let the promise of power draw in the weak. For just a small price, they get the feeling of controlling the world. Trading their life for supreme power. Pretty good deal, don't you think?
So, the Fatui started the Vision Hunt decree? You've been behind it all along?
From the outside, Inazuma looks pretty impenetrable. But on the inside, it's a land of opportunity. With a
Minha
little
nossa.
effort, we were able to break them down from within. Eternity stretches things out over a long time. But each moment within it becomes all the more fragile.
Uau.
Take your friend in the Resistance, for example. There's nothing you can do now. He's a lost cause, just like a bubble on the water. Beautiful for a moment, then total destruction.
Eu detesto Scaramouche.
The more it
Scaramouche.
takes from them,
Blá blá blá.
the more tightly they
Eu
hold on
detesto
to it.
ele.
And the more incompetent they are, the more determined they are to fight it. It's such a farce. You have to see the funny side.
Ele não é incompetente.
Hey, calm down!
Eita, o que tá acontecendo? Que isso? Que isso, rapaz?
Just like that. Embrace the anger. Embrace it! The wrath of the gods fills his factory, and it feeds on your anger.
Eita!
What's happening?
E aí? Hã? Eu tô confusa. Eu tô muito confusa. O que tá acontecendo?
Repeat after me. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. Come on.
Eu vou na exclamação. E aí, Mico?
You recognize me right away. Your brain seems relatively unscathed. This is good news.
Ok.
It's just as well, really, with the amount of effort it took me to get you back here. Honestly, it was like you were glued to the ground back there.
Nico? Paimon's been wanting to ask you about something. How come you're acting so differently from when we first met you?
Am I? Maybe it's because I had the other Shrine Maidens leave. Anyway, I've always been like this. People show you whatever side of themselves they want you to see. I know this for a fact. Every side of me is the real me. People just like to define things in all sorts of arbitrary ways.
Concordo.
This is a human society. At the moment, anyway. And I'm just doing as I please.
Paimon didn't quite follow.
Eu entendi tudo.
Study humans a while longer, my little friend. You'll see what I mean.
Ai, como você me salvou do Scaramouche. Scaramouche, sei
Paimon was
lá.
so focused on the Traveler that Paimon didn't notice what you did to get Scaramouche off our backs.
What if I told you it was a secret art from the Grand Narukami Shrine, and that I had the balladeer down on his knees, begging for mercy in an instant? Would you believe me?
Não, mas...
Well, maybe you should be worrying less about that, and more about how exactly you're going to thank me, no? Maybe some of your neural circuitry is less intact than I thought.
Meus mais sinceros
I didn't mean
agradecimentos.
you had to be so formal about it. I need your actions, not your words. The delusions. They're still on your mind, aren't they?
Sim.
You needn't worry. The leader of Watatsumi Island took some troops to clear the place out. She's also issued a strict ban on the use of delusions across the whole army. With their stronghold exposed, I doubt the balladeer is stubborn enough to try and retaliate
Ah, é,
now
o
on his
título
colleagues'
do
behalf.
Scaramouche é The
It would
Balladeer.
be more trouble than it's worth. I must say, I would relish the opportunity to watch the Fatui getting a taste of their own medicine.
Gente, muito interessante.
Well, anyway, that Songonomiya Kokomi, she really
Plot
outdid
twist em
herself this
todo
time.
lugar.
I'd love to have another chat with her again in person. But alas, belief systems can be such a hindrance sometimes.
A hindrance? Should you really be saying that as the Gucci of the Grand Shrine?
Anyway, I'm only telling you this to stop you worrying so that you can focus on something I need you to do for me.
Ah, do que você precisa?
Met her, right?
Você quer dizer a Shogun Raiden?
I'm not talking about the puppet. I mean her. You've met her, yes?
Ah, naquele lugar?
Yes. The true Raiden Shogun, who meditates endlessly in the plane of Euthymia to preserve her being. Her name is A.
Are you saying that the one we met at the ceremony was just a puppet? And the real Raiden Shogun is
Ei,
the
eu
one
já
that the
sabia
Traveler met
dessa
later?
polêmica. Que é ei, não bal.
Does that mean that when the battlefield changed, so did the opponent?
Ah, mas por que se dar tanto ao trabalho?
Because this is the Raiden Shogun's eternity. Before pursuing the eternity of her nation, she had to reach eternity for herself. Since the physical body will eventually turn to dust, she replaced hers with that of a puppet. And since
Ooh.
the spirit is susceptible to erosion, she placed her consciousness inside her sword, where she remains in a meditative state, free from all disturbances.
Oh, uau!
So, that place that she carved open with her sword.
The plane of Euthymia. Essentially, the world
Wow.
inside her mind. A place that typically only allows her existence. She shuts herself off in her inner world, leaving all the affairs of the outside world to be dealt with by a puppet, who has a singular focus on the pursuit of eternity. This is the approach A has come up with for realizing eternity.
Uau! Zhongli também mencionou a
You mean
erosão.
Morax? It's been a while since I last saw him. A surprising decision by Liyue's Archon. What a fascinating god he is.
Sim!
Seems like the Raiden
Concordo.
Shogun's approach solves the problem Zhongli was facing, though.
Perhaps. Or you could take the view that she's acting like a little child, throwing a temper tantrum and locking herself in her room. Don't you think? The grand notion of eternity she once held has long since given way to the eternity of her own definition. And
Okay.
ultimately, her eternity is defined by fear. The fear of loss.
Eu já esperava isso depois do trailer que eu assisti. Ainda não tenho certeza do que você quer que eu faça.
The truth is, we are on the same side. You want to save the people of Inazuma from the Vision Hunt decree. So do I. The only difference is that I'd rather like to save this nation and save A while we're at it. The key is that the plane of Euthymia represents A's inner world. Defeat her there, and you may well have the chance to shake the Raiden Shogun's will.
So
Okay.
this is your plan? To abolish the Vision Hunt decree? Not by talking her out of it, or through an armed resistance, but by, hopping inside the Raiden Shogun's inner world?
You're a fast
Pois é.
learner. In short, this is the last chance to get Inazuma back on track. Otherwise, an eternity of darkness awaits.
Eu ainda tenho uma pergunta.
Don't you realize how special you are? Remember, the plane of Euthymia is a space where only she is allowed to exist. The fact that you could appear there tells us one crucial thing, that you have piqued her interest. Perhaps it's because she has never seen an individual who is so unpredictable in the face of eternity.
Ou porque ela não tem uma
Has
visão e
no
pode
one
usar os
else ever
elementos.
been in there?
None. No one has seen the devotee of eternity since she shut herself away. In fact, no one even knows what it looks like in there. Your existence is more than just an opportunity. It's the very key to all of this.
Ok.
To that I say, well done, child. You did not disappoint me after all.
Wait, you're leaving? Where are you going?
Anti-Raiden Shogun training. I've
Ok.
prepared a special program just for you. Come along.
Como assim? 327 metros. Tá, vamos andando, né? Putz,
Time to scout.
voando no caso. Pera. A gente vai voar, mas vai voar mais rápido. Eu peguei o soprador de plumas. Pra onde é que ela quer me levar?
We're gonna do it here?
Eu tenho que fazer barulho,
And
gente.
what's this mechanism for?
Think of it as a catalyst that can reproduce the Raiden Shogun's combat moves. I made it from my own memory, which means it should be perfectly accurate. Unless, of course, her skills have declined. It'll give you a chance to figure out her moves in advance and come up with a counter strategy. That should be a big help, don't you think? The aim is to try to not get hit by the attacks. Since you've escaped certain death at her hand once already, I presume this shouldn't be more than you can handle.
Ah, é pra esquivar. Esquiva não. Esquiva não. Au! Au!
Adventure time.
Au! Como? Au! Au! É rápido demais. Au!
That's gonna hurt in the morning.
Au! Como?
Touche.
Como que ele não sobrevive?
I'm going in.
Como que ela espera que eu sobreviva a isso? É loucura!
Aguarde, por favor.
Ok, eu totalmente não olhei na internet pra poder realizar isso, tá? Totalmente não fui procurar no YouTube tutorial, tá? Não, que isso, eu olhar um tutorial? Nunca! Eu tava começando a ficar frustrada. Não dá. É muito difícil. não, 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 não.
Quake.
Ah, passei. Eu totalmente não olhei na internet.
What a workout!
É só isso?
How come you know so much about the Riot Shogun?
You mean me? Perhaps it's because I'm the Electro Archon's servant.
What? Like Devalin is to Barbados? Huh. Never would have guessed by looking at you.
It sounds like you'd be more persuaded if you saw me in my fox form.
Realmente bem
In your
persuadida.
dreams.
Huh.
Curious than my appearance is the fact that she and I don't see each other anymore, wouldn't you say? A nation to last for all eternity is a dream that she and I both share. But I don't think that's the same thing as complete stasis.
Stasis é um estado de paralisia, tá?
At some point, she started going down a path that became increasingly difficult for me to join her on. You know, A never said goodbye to me before she stepped into the plane of euthymia. Perhaps it's just my wishful thinking, but I think she did this deliberately, as her way of keeping our friendship eternal. By neither saying goodbye nor seeing me again, our relationship will remain forever how it was. In her mind, at least.
A Shogun Raiden é quem vive numa doce ilusão
Since we've
aqui.
embarked on two very different paths to eternity, I can either continue to maintain the status quo or do whatever it takes to bring her back on track, regardless of the cost. I have chosen the latter because if stubbornly isolating herself in the plane of euthymia is her idea of eternity, then my duty as her eternal servant is to drag her back out of her own head and into the real world.
Aw, Miko, you sound like a really great friend.
I'm only
Puxa pela
telling you
orelha,
this so
cai do
you
lado
can
dele.
properly understand my plan. Could you possibly spare the sentimentality for the time being? Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. Time for anti-Raiden Shogun training phase 2.
Ah, não.
There's a part 2?
Não. Ai.
Solidify.
More speed. Crush. Shudder. Vengeance will be mine. Rack and ruin.
Tchauzinho.
Beg for mercy.
Ow!
This is order. Gather.
Ótimo. Vambora. Acabou, né? Acabou.
We're finally done. How did we do?
You did quite admirably. I could see your determination and your hard work.
So, do you think we're ready to beat the Raiden Shogun?
How do I put this? You're no match for her at all.
Wait, what? So all of this was a complete waste of time?
You are the most important part of the plan. I know what I'm doing. You don't think I'd leave you with no chance to win at all, do you? Speaking of, Traveler, what do you think of the Resistance Army's chances?
Para ser bem sincera,
You're
eles não
absolutely
têm
right.
chance.
Perhaps they occasionally best the Shogun's army in open battle. But when they face the Raiden Shogun herself, considering even their visions have been taken from them and embedded in the statue, they're ultimately quite helpless.
You don't have to be so blunt. The Traveler's the captain of Swordfish too, you know.
I don't mean to belittle them. On the contrary, it is precisely because of their helplessness, because their visions have been taken from them, that their will is all the more precious.
Sim.
In short, if everything goes according to plan, they may yet prove to be helpful.
Então, qual o plano? Desembucha.
Goodness, is that the time? I have another guest to receive today. We can talk more back at the Grand Narukami Shrine.
All of a sudden, you're entertaining guests? Hyman's really struggling to understand how you work.
Uau, realmente, eu também. Quem ela vai receber?
Okay, we can talk here. You asked me about the plan. In fact, I've been mulling it over for quite a long time. Before one makes a plan, what is the most important thing one must do?
Eu não sei.
Don't know. What is it?
You must understand the situation you are facing. The Vision Hunt Decree was obviously devised as a means of manipulating the Shogun. The ones behind it knowing full well her susceptibility as a puppet, with a single-minded focus on eternity.
Scaramouche
Yes.
confirmou isso.
This is the strongest piece of evidence we have to go on. Now, we also know that every aspect of the Vision Hunt Decree's promulgation and execution has been enthusiastically spearheaded by the Tenryou Commission from the outset.
Ayaka was saying that every time they submitted a petition against the Vision Hunt Decree, the Tenryou and Kanjo commissions would veto it straight away with no negotiation.
A comissão Tenryou está trabalhando para os Fatui.
It's all too clear that both the Tenryou and Kanjo commissions are in some form of collusion with the Fatui. Foolish humans, blinded by their greed. Thus, the current situation is that our Fatui antagonist is still at large, has the two rogue commissions wrapped around their finger, and is distributing delusions from the shadows. Unfortunately, given that said antagonist is under the protection of two commissions and the Raiden Shogun, we would be rather hard-pressed to track them down.
So, what should we do?
It will be easier for us to start with someone from Inazuma. So my plan is to incite rebellion in the Tenryou Commission.
Inteligente.
Rebellion? What are you talking about? After everything you just said, it sounds like the Tenryou Commission has rebelled already.
When I say rebellion, I don't mean betraying the shogunate. I mean inciting a certain someone to betray the Tenryou Commission. If we manage to convince her, I'm quite sure we'll be able to get you another audience
Quem?
with the Raiden Shogun.
De quem você
I'll
está
give you a
falando?
clue. She's currently in charge of the Shogun's army. She visits the shrine at this time every month, and she is our guest today. She also
Kujasara.
appears to be standing right behind you.
Don't move a muscle. You've got some nerve showing up here in the shrine when there's an active warrant for your arrest. Don't even think about trying anything. Surrender now. You're coming with me to headquarters. Seize her!
Affirmative.
Kujasara!
It seems that you're forgetting. This is the Grand Narukami Shrine. Use of force here is strictly forbidden. Before you proceed, which of you would like to face criminal charges for dishonoring the Shogun,
Guji-ai, please tell me you are not sheltering a wanted criminal here.
We are just friends. I don't see what sheltering has to do with it. Tell your subordinates to leave. We have things to discuss.
All of you outside.
As you wish.
Parece que a Yaya é bem poderosa, hein?
Guji-ai, I'm a little curious. Does it not also dishonor the Shogun to hide a wanted criminal at her grand shrine?
You're the same as ever, Kujo-sara. No one can match you when it comes to loyalty to the Shogun.
As a servant, loyalty to the Shogun is my duty. And as a warrior, I dedicate my life to following the way of the Shogun.
Even though she will one day seize your vision too?
The Vision Hunt Decree is the Shogun's chosen course, and I shall not question it.
Oh, it's tragic. Such wholehearted devotion rendered meaningless by circumstance. Have you been kept in the dark? Or are you the only one left in the light?
Lady Guji, I need you to be direct. Tell me exactly what you mean.
The vision hunt decree is a trap. Part of a Fatui plot to bring Inazuma to its knees. And your masters, the Kujo clan of the Tenryou Commission, they're the ones keeping the truth from reaching the Shogun.
You're saying the Kujo clan betrayed the shogunate?
Sim!
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Parabéns! Você merece prêmio!
Guji Yae, your allegation is not only dangerous, but ridiculous. The Tri-Commission has served the Shogun since ancient times, and remains absolutely loyal to this day.
Talvez não.
Ever since I was adopted by the Kujo clan, I have seen and heard nothing but pure devotion toward the Shogun. At every level of the Tenryou Commission, especially from the head of the clan, Kujo Takayuki. He reveres the Muso no Hitotachi more than anyone. My own respect for the Shogun pales in comparison to his. How could he ever even dream of acting against the Shogun?
3 days. Come back here in 3 days and I will show you the evidence. As a Guji, there's one thing I know very well. People believe whatever they want to believe. Some things you do not see, simply because you do not wish to look. And so, it falls to me to place the truth before your eyes, in all its ugliness.
3 days? I'll be here. But if I don't see any evidence, I will demand a formal apology for slandering the Kujo clan. Also, she will have to come with me.
Wonderful. Then I'll see you in 3 days. I look forward to it very much.
Ok, 3 dias, beleza.
That was so scary. Jaime wasn't expecting to run into Kujosara here. But, Miko, you mentioned evidence of the Tenryou Commission's betrayal. Is that all in hand and good to go, or...?
Why are you always asking so many questions? Of course not. I just had to say something because I clearly wasn't convincing her.
Not entirely unexpected.
As plans go, changing the deity's mind is a huge gamble to begin with. We can't expect to be in control of every last detail when we're facing off against a god, can we?
Okay, but what are we gonna do, though? We only have 3 days.
If we want to get our evidence, we're going to need some help. Now, come with me. We must awaken the professional.
Quem? Ok. Beleza, eu vou acabar esse vídeo por aqui, porque senão vai ficar muito longo. Eu não esperava que essa missão principal ficasse tão grande assim. E eu espero mais 2 pedaços, né? 2 partes. Se você gostou desse vídeo, deixa seu gostei aqui embaixo. Se você não é inscrito no canal, inscreva-se. Se você já é inscrito, não esqueça de acionar as notificações de vídeos novos. Se você quer ajudar a manter o meu canal, por favor, compartilhe esse vídeo com os seus amigos. Não esquece de dar uma olhada lá no Discord do canal, tá? Eu vou voltar com vocês aqui depois do ponto aqui do Santuário Narukami. E acho que por hoje é só. Não se esqueça de virar membro aí se você quiser ter acesso aos emojis exclusivos. E também ajudar a crescer o canal. Se inscreve, gente. Vocês não estão se inscrevendo. Estão assistindo o meu vídeo sem estar inscritos. Inscrevam-se, por favor. Qualquer sugestão, deixa aí nos comentários. Eu sei que eu tô fazendo só Genshin por um bom tempo, mas agora que eu consegui voltar a gravar e eu tenho que tirar o atraso de Genshin Impact. Porque tá vindo coisa por aí, eu tenho certeza. E a curiosidade matou o gato também, então eu tô muito curiosa. Eu vou ficando por aqui, até o próximo vídeo no canal. Eu, Nerd, e eu fui!